Hi, thank you for tuning in to Global Elite Consultant and Global Elite Academy. Now, this audio is about opening up your IHSS program in Oregon. So this is going to give you the information. So in Oregon, IHSS program is in California and Colorado. In other states, it's named something else. What it is in-home support services. You have one in Oregon. Your in-home support services is the Oregon Department of Human Service State Plan Personal Care Program and Oregon K Plan was Community First Choice. So it's the SPPC, which is State Plan Personal Care Program, and the Oregon K Plan, which is the Community First Choice Program. And that is equivalent to IHSS. So the State Plan Personal Care Program provides in-home assistance with bathing, dressing, grooming, toileting, meal preparation, light housekeeping, medication assistance, mobility, and transfers. Client can receive service through a licensed in-home care agency or a self-directed caregiver arrangements. Now, the other program is the Oregon K Plan, which is the Community First Choice. The K Plan is Oregon's major Medicaid home and community-based service program for seniors and adults with disability who need help with daily activity and want to remain at home. It covers personal care, respite, home modification, and assistant technology. It's compatible to the Medicaid waiver program. Okay. The K Plan is a state plan benefit rather than a traditional waiver. It's a broad in-home and community support. No enrollment cap if your eligibility is met. And then you have a program there called the Aging and People with Disability Waiver Program. It's the APD-HCBS Waiver Program, which is the home care community-based service waiver program. Okay. You also have a newer program in Oregon called the Oregon Project Independent Medicaid. It's a newer program with higher financial eligibilities. It limits that providers limit in-home support to help people stay safer in home. That's another program, that's a newer program that had came out in Oregon. Okay. To serve Medicare clients in the Oregon area, an agency generally needs to have your license as the in-home care agency. You have to have your license as an agency and enrolled as a Medicare provider with the Oregon Health Plan. Have all of your credentials as required by the state. Okay, so the SPPC and the K Plan is the ones you want to get licensed for. I will put in the notes where you can go and obtain the license for this as a provider, for you to be able to take these Medicare waiver patients. Okay. Let me see. Oregon Department. Just bear with me for a minute. Okay. So this is a step-by-step what you need. You need to obtain your Oregon in-home care license first to be an agency. You need to get that first. The license will allow you to provide service such as homemaker service, companion service, personal care, and medication reminder. Then you want to enroll as an Oregon Medicaid provider. I will put that in the notes. You should already have your EIN number and your Oregon business registration, your agency license. You should your bank information. You should already have all that. Another thing that you have to apply for is NPI. You'll have to get that number from the state, because that's how they're going to be able to bill you. It's called NPI number. Okay. All right. So you're going to have to enroll and be able to be enrolled so that you can service people in the care plan. So you got to be enrolled in that program. Once your Medicaid enrollment is approved, your agency may be authorized to deliver personal care, respite, homemaker service, and community living support. To meet the requirements, you need qualified caregivers, criminal background checks, training, and comprehensive documentation, EVV, the electronic visit verification, and being HEPA appliance. Usually, if you have your license already as an agency with the state, you're already in appliance. Okay. And then you can start getting patient referrals. You would submit a claim and then to the Medicare program in Oregon, and then you will start getting paid. So I will put the addresses to where you enroll in these programs. I will put that in the link here. And then I will also, again, put my company's information on my website, and so that if you need help to apply for these services, we will be able to help you. So now let me tell you this, since we have a little time left. People always ask me, is it worth it to get signed up for these community-based programs? I'm going to say yes, because if you are not signed up with the community-based program, you only have access to clients that can afford your service, which are rich people who can afford your service, because the service is expensive. Like, for example, if you're sending someone out to a patient's home, it's going to cost anywhere from $30 an hour to $40 an hour. Here in Colorado, it's usually $32 to $40 an hour. And patients don't need you might get a couple of patients that need 4 hours or 6 hours. Most of these people need 12 hours. Some of them even need 24 hours. That adds up. That money really do add up. So if they don't have money, they cannot afford the service. But with the Medicare waiver program, that is just a great program, because the state Medicare pays for you to get, or pay for your loved ones to get care in the home rather than going to a facility, a nursing home, or assisted living. They want to keep you integrated into your community, and they pay for you to have care. So yes, it is worth it. There's an agency in Colorado Springs. He had private care, and he had IHSS patients. With the private care and IHSS, which is the community-based program. This agency was grossing $25 million a year. So what he did is started opening up other agencies in other cities. Now he has 5 agencies in 5 different states. I don't know what he's making now since he had 5. But when he had 1 agency, and that was Colorado Springs, he was making $25 million a year. Now, Colorado Springs is not, Denver is bigger than Colorado Springs, just to let you understand what size it is. Colorado Springs is way smaller than Denver. So if he had $25 million down in Colorado Springs, if somebody in Denver, my God, they could have way more than that because it's much larger and more areas to service. So the answer is yes, it's worth it. Now, this is where people usually have problems at. They don't put money aside for marketing. If you don't market, you ain't going to be making no $25 million a year, honey. You can forget it. If you want to make $25 million a year, you got to market. And you have to do some good marketing in order to get that kind of income a year. Most of these people, I never saw anything like it. I just don't understand. Most people that's getting into business now, they're not business-minded people, so they don't really know. So what they do, they'll go buy all this stuff. I had a guy that came to me. He wanted the caregivers to be in uniforms. He bought $30,000, spent $30,000 on the uniform. When I asked him, where's the money for your marketing? He said he didn't have no money for marketing. I was like, what? You paid $30,000 basically for branding, but you don't have any money for marketing? Well, if you don't have any money for marketing, you're not going to have a company. So why in the world would you pay that much for branding? Because there's not going to be a company there to brand. I have a lady, she went and hired 2 people to work, actually 3 people to work in her office. Then she ordered these fancy folders, a big old nice fancy board. She bought a lot of stuff. But when I asked her what about her marketing, she didn't have money for her marketing. So what these people are going to end up doing, their business is going to end up closing. And so all this extra stuff they had, they're not going to be able to use it because they're not going to have a business. You have got to put the money aside for marketing. And you need to put as much as possible aside for marketing, so that when you do open your agency, you will be able to get people. One lady told me that she had a website already, but she didn't do any marketing. Do you know there's millions of websites? How do people know you there? Amongst all the millions of websites, who knows that you're there if you don't market your website? So I'm telling you, if you're not going to put any money into your marketing, don't go into no business because you're never going to make no money. But if you're serious about this and you're going to put some serious money into marketing, then yeah, you can make a lot of money. If you don't know how to do your marketing, give me a call. And we could just take you through some training just with marketing. Or we could work one-on-one with you just for marketing, to make sure you get the patients that you need. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good week.